Hi everyone, it's Alicia, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the D word. Get your mind out of the gutter. We're talking about depression. So, depression. Well, if any of you were actually waiting... My hair... If any of you were actually waiting for my next video to come out after my first one, thank you for waiting, but the reason why it took me this long was because of my own depression. Depression's kind of like a roller coaster, they say. You know, you have your ups and you have your downs, and it kind of goes like this all the time. And I had a really big drop. Mine got bad, and I actually can't even think of how many days it's been since my last video, but yeah, it hit me hard. And what I want to talk about today is signs of depression and ways to kind of help yourself get out of it and stuff like that. So, number one, first of all, feeling sad. Feeling sad is like the number one thing, but sadness is a normal emotion anyway, but when it's not really about anything in particular, or if it's just more extreme than normal... My phone. If it's more extreme than just normal sadness, you know, it might be depression. And some people, they get it off and on. Some people struggle with it every day. I struggle with it pretty much daily. And I lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm back. My train of thought was completely lost from my brain, apparently. But what I was saying was, you know, depression, it hits people differently. Not everybody has the same symptoms of depression. Some people deal with it differently. Some people don't even realize that it's depression. Maybe they just think that, you know, they're a sad person. I don't know. But I know since I was a child, I always wondered why I felt different, why I don't know, it was just harder for me to feel happy and to feel like I fit in. Some of the signs of depression are, you know, you can physically hurt. Like, your body can hurt. Depression can physically make your muscles hurt. And I know that feeling, you know, where it's like physically impossible for you to get out of bed, really, and you're wondering, like, why is it so hard for me to get up? And that's one of the things that come with depression. Also, it can make you feel sick. Like, it can actually make you kind of feel like you have a cold. I've witnessed or experienced that a lot, you know, where I'll wake up and I just feel so groggy and so lightheaded, and, you know, it messes with, sometimes my allergies get worse if my depression's worse, and, you know, it's really creepy, you know, and if you don't believe me, like, research it. You know, I'm not going to do your homework, but depression does a lot of things to your body, and it's really weird. Over the lots of years, about 10 years now, I guess, of me being in therapy, and seeing a lot of therapists, you know, depression, it's, you know, basically your brain, the science side is your brain doesn't accept the dopamine in your body or whatever, stuff like that. Science! But there's a lot of scientific reasons for depression, and then there's my thoughts on things where also depression can be mental, or, you know, like, you're making yourself kind of sad but you don't realize you are, you know, or you're just kind of having a sad situation. I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with this video. I when I was driving, I had all these plans for this video, and now I sat down and they're completely out of my head. But I know some of you are going to stick through all this until I figure it out, and I thank you guys a lot. I know this isn't easy watching me struggle, but I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to get through my own depression. I'm trying to get through my life right now, and I know some people know what's going on in my life, and obviously this is going on a website where strangers are going to watch it, so you don't know what's going on in my life. But slowly but surely, I'm going to make more videos and fill everybody in more on what's going on in my life. So, you know, these videos, I really hope I can make one a week, and if I can't, I'm really sorry, but I'm trying. It's really hard, first of all, for me to watch myself recording this. Like, I'm sitting here right now, and it's like, I know you guys see my eyes darting all around. It's because it's really hard for me to actually look at myself. And that's for another video about, you know, like body dysmorphia and self-image problems. But this is about depression, so here we go. More about depression. One of the things that I struggle with the most with depression is keeping up with my loved ones, keeping up with my friends, keeping up with things that I love doing. I'm a very, very friendly, very caring, loving person, but sometimes I will forget to text the people I love for days and days and days, and sometimes it doesn't even cross my mind, and I hate that because I worry so much about some of my friends, and when we get back in contact, you know, I find out, you know, that they haven't been doing very well, or if they have been, you know, I'm really happy, but my depression just clouds my brain a lot. And I tell a lot of my friends, you know, if you're thinking about me, just text me first, because I suck at texting. I suck at keeping in contact with people, and that's one of my, like, biggest flaws, I guess, that I think, you know, that stems from my depression, because I just get so caught up in this, like, really, like, I describe it kind of like I'm in quicksand or in, like, cement, or like when you're trying to run through water. It's hard to reach out, I guess. It's hard for me to think about stuff like that. And I know some people probably think, you know, that I just don't think about them, or that maybe I just don't care, or I'm self-centered or something, but it's not that at all. I actually care so much about my friends, and I think about them all the time. It's really hard to get myself out of that fog and to contact them. And so I'm telling all of you that if there is somebody that you really care about or love, and you haven't messaged them in a really long time because you've been feeling down, you know, just right now, just pause this video and text them. You know, just tell them, hey, I haven't been feeling very well, but I'm still here. You know, I still care about you. I just want to know how you are. You know, catching up with an old friend sometimes helps a lot. You know I catch up with some of my old friends here and there, and it helps me kind of get out of my head. It helps me to realize that people are still out there and that care about me, because sometimes, you know, I forget that people care about me. I do, and it sucks, because I know people love me. I know that a lot of my friends worry about me a lot, and I love you guys so much. For my friends that are watching this, I love you guys a lot. And I thank you all for sticking by me through all of this crap. Another thing is, you know, when you are depressed, you kind of don't see a point in trying sometimes. And that's something that's gotten in the way of a lot of my relationships in the past, like with boyfriends and things. My relationship past is really rocky, and that's gonna be a whole other video talking about depression and anxiety and sadness, and like a bomb goes off in your chest when you lose somebody that you really love. Not for today, though, because that video is going to be really emotional to make, and I know I'm going to have to, because I know I need to get it out. I need to talk about it. It's been almost 2 years, and I'm going to have to talk about it eventually. But besides that, a way that I've learned to cope with depression is, number one, my animals. My animals really, I know some people don't really like animals, and that's your opinion. But I've always grown up with animals, and I've always been very, very attached to my animals. So much so that losing them is like losing, a family member, a loved one. They are my family. Like, I call my animals my fur babies, and there's a reason for that. I love them all. Another thing that helps me is going outside, going into the sunlight, or, somewhere. But I love the outside. I mean, your depression will make you want to just stay inside, and sometimes it's okay to just lay down and sleep. Sometimes you do need that break, and don't feel ashamed for taking that break. Don't feel lazy. It's perfectly normal. Sometimes you just need to sleep it off. Seriously, it's like restarting a computer. Sometimes you just have to turn it off, and sometimes you just have to turn off your brain. You just have to sleep it off. Sometimes that is the only way to get out of it, is to sleep, and I've been there before. And right now I'm not sleeping well at all. Like, for 2 weeks now, I haven't been able to really sleep, and it's really, messing with me. But I really wish I could sleep this off. But, yeah, going outside, it helps a lot of the time. A lot of the time. I luckily live about 30 minutes from the mountains, which I love. I love the mountains, and then I live about 2 hours from the beach. And those are my two favorite things, like the mountains or the beach. I either want to go to one or the other. California is just great like that. You have so many different places you can go. And it's free to just sit in the nature. In the nature. It's free to sit in nature. It's free to walk on the beach, unless you have to pay for parking. Then it kind of sucks. But, there's a lot of places where you can find places to park, and it's free. Other things I like doing, I love singing. I sing every day. Music helps so much. Not all the time, but it does. Like, there's some songs that make me kind of worse, because it kind of gets me in this weird state of mind, and, everyone has those songs that they just do more bad than good. And I try to avoid those songs, but sometimes you just gotta hear it, and you just gotta cry and relate to these singers that, they made that song for a reason, so obviously there's people out there that feel the same way as you. And that's always kind of interesting, to find songs that just speak to your soul. I want everybody to know that depression is a very common thing. A lot of people sometimes discriminate against people with depression. They call people lazy, or that they don't care, but it's not that. It's not. It's there's a chemical imbalance in our brain that is making us be just very tired, and not think that life is worth anything, and those are really hard days. And I know I'm going to have a video about suicidal thoughts, and a lot of suicidal thoughts come with depression. Well, at least in my case. Not everybody's, but in mine it does. Sadly. The whole, life's not worth living. I'm so tired. I'm so sick. How do I get out of this? How do I get up and feel better? And I just want people to know that some days it's okay to just take a day for yourself, or a few days for yourself, and relax. Try to do something that gets you out of your head. Try to do something that makes you feel better as a person. Do something that you're really good at. Prove to yourself that you can still do these things that you haven't done in a while. And also, I want to tell people that if you think you have depression and you haven't, or you stopped seeing a therapist, please try to get help. I know a lot of people, me, myself, sometimes have problems seeing therapists because it gets really old sometimes, saying the same thing over and over again. It gets really old talking to strangers about these problems and hearing them. But you know what, sometimes you really gotta go. You really have to talk to somebody. You really have to get that outside opinion, get that professional opinion or advice that you need. Because, like, for instance, my therapist, when I go and see her, sometimes I go and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But then I end up talking the whole hour, and I get things off my chest that I didn't even realize that I needed to talk about. And just talking about it helps me. I'm the type of person that if I just talk it out, it takes the weight off. It kind of, makes me feel better. Hearing my therapist say that, she is proud of me for how strong I've been, and she just makes me, realize that I am doing a lot better than I thought I was doing, and that my feelings are valid, and that I'm not, going crazy or anything. Well, I'm kind of crazy, but it's okay. I hope there's people that are relating to what I'm talking about, and if you do like these videos and if you understand what I'm talking about with depression and how hard it can be to get past it, remember to like this video, and if you want to see more of my videos to come, click the subscribe button, and I promise I'm trying to get better at this. I'm trying to figure all this out. I really don't know what I'm doing yet with all this. I know I want to make so many more videos. I have so many ideas in my head for videos for this channel, but as soon as I click the record button, I just get really nervous. But I know this is going to help someday. I will see you guys next time, and be sure to follow my Instagram and my Snapchat if you want to. My Snapchat, I usually post every day random things, usually about my animals or what I'm doing for that day. My Instagram every once in a while. But, yeah. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye.